It's 3:01 in the afternoon on July 14th, 2021. I'm out in my office, which is where I really don't want to be, but I got no choice. Doing a vlog for my family and friends and those that I care about and love. Got to do a podcast here in a minute, and I got to do another one tomorrow sometime. Linda and I just got back from Ardmore, America. Had to buy a harness for our big dog. I hope it fits. I haven't found out yet if it does or not. She's a big girl. She's 34 inches around at the shoulder, well, behind the front legs, and she's still growing. But the reason for getting the harness, tomorrow Nick and I have to take her to the vet and get her spayed Friday. Then we'll pick her up sometime Friday when they call me. Don't need any little bull mastiff puppies running around. I'm not the type that I'll sell a dog. It just doesn't happen. Hell, we won't even sell our goats and sheep. Yesterday, Linda and I went and got 2 sheep off a family that they're superb people. Joshua and Brandy Phillips out of Duncan. New friends on Facebook. I haven't sent her husband a friend request yet. I probably will. Went and had breakfast, a very late breakfast at Boomerang Restaurant earlier. The little gal that waited on me, she checked me out, waited on us. I gave her a $5 tip, and I told her, here's how you get a $10 tip. You make sure when we come in here, if I order coffee, that coffee mug stays full. I got what basically was 3/4 of a cup of coffee. That's why I'm drinking it now. It's in the afternoon, but it helps keep my throat moist so I can do this and do the radio show in a few minutes. Wasn't trying to be mean to the girl. I was nice to her. It's hard for me to be real cordial right now simply because that hurts. My eye doesn't hurt, but that incision with all those stitches actually hurts quite a bit. I'm working on not taking ibuprofen because along with aspirin that promotes bleeding. And I am bleeding underneath. I got it all up under my eye. I don't know if you can see that or not, but I have a friend in Lexington had the same thing. He said, now I'm in the Brotherhood of the Mohs, M-O-H surgery. His doctor told him it'd be a black eye. He said in a few days, the stitches will just fall out by themselves, and I said, no, they won't. I was informed I have to have them taken out in a week, which is this coming Monday. I'll either take them out myself or have my adopted son Dale's wife, who's an RN, clip them and pull them. It's not that big a deal. Took a bath this morning, washed that down, put some Vaseline on it, and this bandage back on. Only got to do the bandage for maybe another day, maybe 2. Then I just let the stitches have some Vaseline on them, and they won't get infected. It looks like my skin's already knitted. I used to heal really fast, and then I became diabetic, and not so much so anymore. That and age doesn't help either. Benjamin, my son, is taking a camping trailer. It's a pop-up trailer, and I agree with what he's doing. A lot of folks wouldn't. He traded a large Dodge pickup, 4-wheel drive for it, to his friend Jimmy Baker, who is a superb person. really and truly. But when Benjamin hauled his other trailer he had down to Ardmore full of junk, he had to go ahead and he sold him the trailer along with all the stuff in it. The rear axle was out on it, and it just wasn't worth repairing. So he's turning that pop-up camping trailer, you know, the kind that has the deal that pops up and it's got a canvas deal around it. He's turning that into a trailer to tow, to haul stuff in, and I think that's a pretty good idea, actually. You know, me, I'm kind of just trying to get through each day as they show up. I've talked to my adopted son Dale, talked to my best friend Jerry, talked to my brother Chris briefly. Then I had another robocall, you know, and while my wife was in Petco buying a harness for the dog. Whoa, what was that? I don't know what that was. I believe it was a mouse crawling on my arm. I've got glue traps out all over the place in here. I've got to quit shooting holes in my office floor. It's getting a little expensive now. I've got to hire my son Chris to come back over and work in here with me some more to get it. I've got folks showing up in November. A friend of mine that's kind of famous named Nuno, I'm not going to say his last name, my buddy Monty sent me a video of Nuno singing. Monty, he's going to be out in November, supposed to be. If he is, I'll make a point of letting you meet him. I've got so many folks that I know that everyone thinks are famous, and what a lot of folks do not understand, these celebrities don't think of themselves like that. I have a good friend named Paula Harden, widow of the late Steve Harden. Paula does not think of herself as a celebrity, and she's somebody I love with my whole heart, and we're great friends. My friend Jerry got to meet her and Steve. You can Google Steve Harden and find out who he was. He played with everybody and anybody, up to and including Steppenwolf. Paula used to run a booking agency. Remember that old TV show, Midnight Special? Well, Paula was in charge of that. She owned the company. I can't remember the name of it. She still owns it. She just doesn't do anything. But when she will show up, when she does, Monty, I'll make sure you get to meet her and ask her all kinds of questions. I've had a lot of what a lot of folks would consider famous people for friends, and they were just people I knew. And like Paula, she's just someone my wife and I love to death, and we know to us, she's no kind of celebrity. But it's like when we went to Duncan yesterday to buy a couple of sheep off of the Phillips family. We were sitting there, and I asked, I just asked one thing of Brandy Phillips, you know, send me a request or I'll send you one. We'll be friends on Facebook, friends in real life. The only thing is, please don't go to the folks that are famous on my Facebook page, on my friends list, and try to buddy up with them using me as a way to do that. I've already had that happen once. I'm the reason that Steve Tyler got off of Facebook. My wife doesn't like him, and she told Brandy yesterday she doesn't like Steve Tyler. If you don't know what that story is, I'll tell it to those of you that don't know it. I've known Steve Tallarico since he was a youngster. I've known Joe Perry since he was a youngster. Still friends with him, still friends with Steve Perry, the original boss singer from Journey. But back in the early 80s, I was working as a police officer. Linda was working with friends at a friend's restaurant in Hilton. I got to get a sip. And I think Linda was pregnant with Benjamin. I'm not sure. But anyway, I had Brandon and Nicholas at home with me. Nick had just broke his leg jumping off a dresser. He was 2 years old or whatever, had a cast on him. And this big, I mean huge van with California plates showed up, and this big old muscled up guy that I found out later was the bodyguard showed up with Steve, and Steve had his oldest daughter, and I get him, let's see, Mia, I think's her name. She's a plus size model, or has been. Anyway, they showed up, and he was telling me I needed to come out to California. I needed to go to a studio and fill in for Joe Perry on guitar. A lot of water's gone under the bridge since then, but I told him I couldn't do it, and it was the deal. Brandon, he's in there, and there's a little toy on the floor, and Tyler's daughter, and is either her and Nick or her and Brandon got into a scuffle over the toy. We got them separated, and Tyler got onto his daughter real bad about that. And then Brandon looks up at him and says, "What do you do for a living?" He says, "I'm a singer in a rock and roll band." And he says, "Well, sing something." The most awful screeching noise came out of that man's mouth. And I'm not a Steve Tyler fan, but the guy can sing if he wants to, even though he's known as the king of scream. But anyway, he does this a cappella number, and I can't remember what it was, but Brandon looked up at him and said, "You're not very good at it. Maybe you ought to go get a real job." True story. And I've had people call me a liar over that. My whole family's privy to it, and my son knows what he saw and who was there. But over the years, my family's met a lot of famous folks due to just me. I'm not famous. Well, I kind of am. Infamous is a better word for it. But I've just done a lot, been in a lot of places, and done a lot of things. I still have people bug me about wanting me to continue writing books. I've written 43 books. I've had 11 published. I'm burnt out on life generally. I hate saying it that way, but what I really want to do is spend time with my wife. However, my friend Jerry has met a ton of celebrities through me. He never was fazed, He met Michael Smotherman, met Steve Harden, met Leon Russell, met, I can't remember Dave's last name. He's played with everybody. I'm having one of those brain fart moments right now. Things are just evaporating out of the top of my head. But none of these folks think of themselves as, with the exception of Tallarico, most of them are just normal people, and they consider themselves normal people. But There's a lot of folks that get starstruck real easily, and that's sad because, you know, we all live this life, we all die, and we go wherever we're going to go. Hopefully I'm going to heaven, and I hope you are. Oh man, I just spilt it all over me, all down my shirt. I think my chin's got a hole in it. But I really believe it's the core of my belief system that the reason we're on this planet, really and truly, is to learn to love properly. That's what it's all about. It's hard to do. It's hard for me to do, I promise you. I'm not a lovey, touchy-feely kind of person. As a matter of fact, I'm prickly most of the time. I shaved though. I had to shave. I started my beard again. Had to shave it off so the bandage would stick. Once this is to the point, no stitches, and I don't have to put something over it, whiskers are coming back on. Well, that's pretty much anything and everything I got to say today on a vlog. Mom, John, I love you. Michael, Paul, I love you. All my friends on here, my buddies, Chris Kimball in Florida, Monty in Lone Grove, America, Randy Cawthorn down in Dallas, Roberta in Illinois, everybody else that watches this, I love you. I hope your day is a really good one today. Mine's been pretty good so far, except for that hurting, but that's okay. I can deal with it. I'm a curmudgeon, remember? That's something curmudgeons do. They deal with pain and just ignore it. Well, that's the vlog for today. I got to do a radio show, and then after that, I'm going to go in the house and put on my lounge lizard clothes and watch stuff with my wife on the boob tube in the parlor. Love all of you. God bless all of you. Like the sign says, be kind. And I'll see you later, my taters. Bye.